Hey, what's up guys? We're in the backyard here. Just wanted to do a little walkthrough of my Hobie kayak. This is the Outback. We're gonna be going over all the features of this kayak and some of my favorite rigging options that kind of make this kayak my own. So let's get right to it. This is a 2020 Hobie Outback. This is the Seagrass Green color. Let's go ahead and start at the bow here. Please excuse my messy yard. I'm sure there's stuff scattered all over the place from the kids and the dogs. So, hey, just no judgment zone, okay? It's like Planet Fitness up in here. All right, so let's start at the bow. One thing, I've got my safety flag here for when I'm transporting the boat. I always put the tail end in first. That's something I really would like to go over with as well. Some people ask me how to transport the kayak. I have a loading system down. I use the Hobie plug-in cart, and I really like the little system that I kind of have in place, and that makes it to where, you know, I put the flag up front here. So I notice a lot of you guys will actually put the flag in the back. So anyways, I do things a little bit differently. First thing that we're going to come to is this front hatch, and I have added the hatch liner here, as you can see. So that's just going to make, you know, things a little bit more organized, and I can actually use this front hatch for storage, you know. So without that hatch liner in there, things are just going to be kind of scattered around like you see in there. I got, you know, the cassette and then the loading right there. So as you can see, I have my spinner bait box. I got some swim baits, I got some line in here, and I got some rope. If I ever need rope out there to tie onto something, or you never know what you're gonna need rope for when you're out there in the kayak. This is for a sail mast tube, or you can drop like a ram ball or something in there in order to mount a graph or whatever else you might, a camera. A lot of guys will put a camera there. Sorry for the wind, guys. It's windy out here. I'm trying to use this external mic, and hopefully it's not as bad as the one that's going to be coming from the camera, but hey, let's show you the drive here. This is going to be the kick up 180 drive. So you've got reverse and you've got forward. It's also very adjustable, so you know it'll accommodate, you know, even small children there. So all you got to do is adjust the cranks. And to show you what that looks like down here, you've got reverse and you've got forward. And then if you hit a stump or something, these things will break away. So while we're down here too, you notice my Mega 360. That's actually mounted to this H-rail ram ball. This is a 1.5 size. Then I've got an arm here and a tough claw. That's also made by Ram. And that holds my 360 shaft. And then I've got an H-track ram ball here, an arm, and then this plugs directly into my gimbal bracket there. So as you can see here, you've got an H-rail and you've got an H-track for all sorts of aftermarket accessories, including Ram. I've got one here for Railblaza. So if you guys have like Scotty mounts or anything like that that you already have with your existing kayak, or even from your big boat, a lot of these accessories will translate. But as you can see, my Mega 360 is running to this Helix 9. This is a Gen 3 Mega side imaging model, so I will get, you know, mapping, 2D, down imaging, side imaging, and Mega 360 from this unit. Super happy with Humminbird, and the 360 is a killer. It put me on some fish today. Super happy with it. As you can see, we're kind of bouncing all over the place, but we got these mesh pockets in here as well. And this area right here will actually accommodate one of those 3700 size tackle boxes. And the cool thing about that is you can drop your tackle box in there and this will lock it down in place. So they've literally thought of all this stuff. You can drop your tools into here, And it does come with these retractable bungees right here. I've just kind of extended them with my own aftermarket, shout out to RoboHawk tethers there, right? So I've got some forceps in there. I've got my pliers over here. This one, I snap onto my drive down here, so I don't have to worry about losing it. And then that way, if I do take a spill, everything is attached to the boat. So I've got this hatch right here. As you can see, I've just got kind of a random assortment of things in there. Gloves, buff, some baits. I got a scale. Ooh, treble hooks. But I can pull this out. And then down here is actually where I have my Amped Outdoors 30 amp hour lithium battery. And that's what is powering my Helix and my Mega 360 up there. I use the space underneath my seat to store some soft plastics. So I've got a bunch of biz baits, 6 cents, I got some big bite baits in there, I got some Yamamoto stuff. This seat I'm very happy with as well. It's very adjustable. So I've got a kickstand adjustment here. If I pull that kickstand adjustment, it'll lay the back of the seat down. And then if I pull this strap here, then I can actually adjust the front as well. And this will go all the way down or all the way back up like that, okay? So there are lumbar support and BOA adjustments back here as well. And then I've got this bag on the back of here, and I really like it because I just put all kinds of random stuff in here. Oh, there's an extra buff and gloves. I've got some line back here, some baits, just kind of just random stuff. So this is where actually my transducer cable is coming from my Helix unit, and it's coming from right here. If you can see that, it's a through hole, and they come with, these Outbacks come with them already there, and they come with extra grommets. So they'll come with ones that are solid, but then they'll have a bunch of extra ones where you can plug, you know, like this one, you can even plug multiple cables into and feed those through. So I've got my power, I've got my transducer, my normal transducer, and my Mega 360 in there. So something that we did forget was our rudder deployment and then our transducer deployment. So what that transducer looks like right here, and it's kind of the same concept as the kick-up fins, where it will give if needed. But when I want to store it, it's just a pull of that tab, and it'll hide itself up inside the hole, and that way when I beach the kayak or if I'm getting into some skinny water, I can keep my transducer from getting banged up. Kind of the same deal with the rudder. So when you pull that cable, it'll hide itself, you know, even with the hole of the boat there. So pretty cool how they've thought all this stuff through. You know, they're keeping my transducer safe. They're making it to where I don't have to get up or I don't have to get wet in order to deploy my rudder. Some of the cheaper models don't come with that feature, but just having that handy where I can do it from the seated position is money. It's worth the money too. You guys might think I'm crazy for spending this kind of money on a kayak, but if you're serious about it, it's totally worth it. So I kind of skipped over this as well, but we've got the rudder steering. The cool thing about the rudder steering on the Outback is that you can actually steer from both sides. And not only can you steer from both sides, they actually have their own separate cables going all the way back to the rudder. So if for some reason I have a cable snap on me while I'm on the water, I can still steer from the other side. That's really cool. Even the pro anglers don't have that. So for you guys that are looking to, you know, maybe between the Outback or the pro angler, that's one selling point on the Outback. So back here you can see I have my tackle storage system back here. I've got an old cooler that an old club member gave me in order to bolt these rod holders onto. And then I just kind of glued some PVC on the inside here, gave me enough space to put my catch board and a tackle box. Okay, so I've actually got 6 rods rigged up. I've got room for 1 more here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I got room for 5 of these 3600s. And then I've got room for another 2 of those 3700s. Back here, I could totally power both cameras that I keep on the boat with that 30 amp hour battery. I just haven't gotten all the wiring done yet. So for now, I'm using this jumper pack that my wife gave me. She got it for me, and so I can actually plug my camera right into it, run the cable up, and then I've got this thing powered for as long as I want, as long as I'm gonna be on the water. Okay, so I've got the cart back here, and I just strap it down when it's not in use. And I've got one of these Hobie Visicarbon safety flag with a light. So I have a 360 light when I need it for those early morning launches. And I've got one of these paddle holders. It's like a roto grip or something like that from Yak Attack for a paddle or a stakeout pole. As you can see on this other side, I'm just using the built-in, it's kind of like molded in to the side of the kayak, and then you got a little bungee here to secure it, and that's my stakeout pole. Got that from a club member as well. Shout out to Eric. Guys, let me know what you think about the kayak. I'm super impressed with it. I've been fishing it for, this will be going on my 2nd season, caught plenty of fish out of it. It's super stable. It gets back into the skinny water as well. That's kind of one of the reasons I like it. I can go fish up in the creeks that I like to fish, but it'll also, I was out there fighting 20+ mile-an-hour wind today, and it does a pretty good job. All right, guys, well, there you have it. That is my 2020 Hobie Outback. Definitely look up Russell Marine Products if you guys haven't. They are a Hobie dealer right here in the Wichita area. And if you guys are looking for a kayak, go over to russellmarineproducts.com and check them out. And hopefully you guys will be seeing some on the water footage before too long. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for watching.